I built an AI agent that handles lead follow-up, writes proposals, book calls, and send invoices and run reports without me touching a single thing. And it cost me $0 in developer fees. Even if you've never built anything beyond a basic ChatGPT prompt, this video will walk you through every single step because the tool that I'm using required zero code. My name is Oliver, and I've helped hundreds of business owners generate millions of dollars using AI-powered marketing systems. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built this agent from scratch, the logic, the tools, the prompts, the automation. So by the end, you can build one that runs most of the consuming parts of your business on autopilot. But also understanding what an AI agent actually is and why most people are building them completely wrong. So most people hear the word AI agent and they immediately picture some sci-fi robot or a $50,000 custom software build. It's neither. An AI agent at its core is just a system where AI makes decisions and take action based on triggers without you being in the loop every single time. And I think the easiest way to understand this is to compare it to what most people are already doing with AI. Right now, most business owners are using ChatGPT or Claude like a chatbot. You type something in, it gives you an answer, you copy, you paste it somewhere. That's fine. But that's not an agent. That's a tool you're operating manually. An agent is different. An agent receives an input, decides what to do with it, and then execute across multiple tools automatically. You're not in the middle anymore. The AI is making the call and doing the work. Let me make this really concrete. A lead fills out your contact form on your website. The agent reads their answer, scores that lead based on the criteria you've set, write a personalized follow-up email tailored to what they told you, and they send the email. And then if the lead is qualified, they book the call directly onto your calendar. That entire chain from form submission to book call happens in under 2 minutes. No human needed. Now here where most people go wrong, where they try to build this. They start with the tool. They open Make or Zapier or Anytime and they just start connecting random apps together and hoping it works. That is completely backward. You don't start with the tool, you start with the workflow. The actual business process you want to eliminate. You map it out step by step and then you build the agent around that map. So let me show you exactly how I did before I touched any software. Before I opened a single app, I sat down and wrote every single repetitive task in my business that follows a predictable pattern. And that's the key filter right there, predictable pattern. If a human does roughly the same thing, every time that task comes up, an agent can do it. So my list looked like this: lead qualification, follow-up email, proposal drafting, call booking, post-call summaries, invoice generation, and weekly reporting. 7 workflows that were eating hours out of my every single week. Then I ranked them by 2 things: time and cost, and revenue impact. And lead follow-up was the clear number 1 because here's the thing: most business owners don't realize speed to lead is the single biggest factor in whether someone becomes a client or they ghost you. Studies show that if you respond to a lead within 5 minutes, you're 21 more times likely to qualify them than if you wait 30 minutes, and we were averaging 6 hours. 6 hours, by the time we got back to people, they already spoken to 2 competitors. So I took one workflow and mapped it out is the exact step a human takes. Step 1, leads come then. Step 2, read the form responses. Step 3, decide if they're qualified. Step 4, write an email. Step 5, send the email. Step 6, if they're qualified, include a calendar link. Step 7, log everything in the CRM. And 7 steps. Every single one of them is automatable. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The stack I use is that simple. 3 layers. Claude is the brain. It handles all the reasoning, all the writing, all the decision making. Make.com is the automation layer. It connects everything together and runs the trigger. And then Google Sheet or your CRM adds the data layer where everything gets logged. So let me walk you through exactly how the lead follow-up agent works step by step. Let's start with a trigger. A new form submission comes in on my website and hits Make through a webhook. That's just a fancy way of saying Make is listening for new submission, and the moment one arrives, the automation kicks off. Step 1, the form data gets sent to Claude through the API. This is the prompt. I've written, tell Claude you are a senior sales rep at my company. Based on these form answers, I need you to do 2 things. Score the lead from 1 to 10 based on these qualification criteria, and then write a personalized follow-up email. If the score is 7 or above, include a calendar link. If it's below 7, write a software nurture email instead. Step 2, Claude processes that and returns two things: the score and the email copy, done in about 3 seconds. Step 3, make reads the score. If it's 7 or above, it sends the email with the booking link through our email tool and log that person as a hot lead in the CRM. If the score is below 7, it sends the nurture version instead and tags them differently so we can follow up later. The entire build took me about 2 hours. It runs now 24/7 and responds to every single lead within 90 seconds of them hitting submit. We went from a 6-hour average response time to 90 seconds, and I didn't hire anyone. I didn't write a single line for it. Now, I want to be really honest with you about something. The quality of your agent lives and dies on one thing, and it's not the automation, it's the prompt. The system prompt you give Claude is everything. You have to give it real context about your business, your offer, your tone of voice, your qualification criteria, what a good lead look like versus a bad one. If a prompt gives you a vague agent that sounds like a robot, a detailed prompt gives you an agent that sounds like the best salesperson. I generally spent more time writing and refining that prompt than I did building the entire automation. And that's exactly how it should be. By the way, I've put together the exact prompts, the make templates, and the full workflow maps for every agent, and I'm showing you in this video. If you want them, just drop the word agent in the comments and I'll send them to you. That's it. Just comment agent. All right, let's get back to it. Once you've built one agent and you see it working, something clicks. You start looking at every repetitive workflow in your business and thinking that could be an agent too, and you'd be right. So after the lead follow-up agent was running, I built a proposer agent. Here's how that works. After a sales call, I take through all my call notes, just bullet points, nothing fancy, and I fed them into Claude. Claude drafts a full custom proposal, scope of the pricing, timeline, deliverables, all formatted and ready to send. It pulls from the template and past proposal I've trained it on. So it does exactly how we structured these things. It used to take around 45 minutes of focused work after every single call. Now it takes about 30 seconds. I review it, make small tweaks and adjustments if needed, and send it. Done. Then I built a reporting agent. Every Friday afternoon, it automatically pulls performance data from our ad accounts and CRM, and then send that to Claude, and then Claude writes a plan in English, a summary of how like the week went, what's up, what's going down, and what's need our attention. I used to spend an hour every single Friday manually pulling numbers and writing these. Now I just read the email over coffee, and then there's the invoice agent. When a deal gets marked as closed and won in our CRM, it triggers an invoice to be created and sent to the client. Automatically, no more forgetting, no more chasing, no more awkward follow-up 2 weeks later because someone forgot to bill. Here's where it gets powerful. Each individual agent saves somewhere between 1 and 3 hours per week. That doesn't sound like too much on its own, but when you stack 5 or 6 of them together, you've just freed up an entire workday every single week. That's not theoretical. That's exactly what happened in my business. I got back a full day and I spent on like strategy, on sales call, on things that actually move the needle forward. And that's the mindset shift. I really want you to take away from this. Stop thinking about AI as a tool. You open in a browser tab and type into it and then like just copy paste it. Start thinking about it as an employee that never sleeps, never forget, staff never calls in sick, and work for the cost of an API call, which by the way is a fraction of a penny per task. Now, before you go and try to build all of this in one weekend, let me give you the one piece of advice that will save you from a mistake I see almost everyone make. They try to automate everything at once. They get excited, they build some massive 47-step automation before they've even tested whether the AI produces good output for step 1. And then the whole thing breaks, and then they decide AI agent don't work. Here's what to do instead. Pick one workflow, just one. The one that eats the most time of what you do. Build the prompt first, test it manually, feed it 20 real inputs and see what comes back. Refine the prompt until the output is consistently good. Then and only then do you add automation layer around it. Get that one agent running reliably and then move on to the next. And by the way, perfection is not the standard here. The standard is better than human. Doing it tired at 11 p.m. and that bar is surprisingly easy to clear. That's the entire system. One AI brain, one automation layer, and a business in the front, whether you're at your desk or not. If you haven't already, drop the word agent in the comment, and I'll send you the full resource pack, every prompt, every workflow map, every made template I use to build these agents. It's completely free. Just comment agent, and if you got value from this, subscribe. Because next week, I'm breaking down the exact prompt line by line so you can see why they work and how to customize them for your business. I'll see you in that one.